The following is a Dowling Catholic Sports presentation on Iowa Catholic Radio. Our coverage of Dowling Catholic Sports is underwritten by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Mercy One, the Catholic Tuition Organization, Fast Signs in Clive, Blessman International, Skeffington's Formal Wear, and Bosun the Florist. Thank you for supporting Iowa Catholic Radio.
Had a very pleasant good evening and welcome to high school girls basketball tonight here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network. Mark Hamadale alongside Mike Burkert as we get set for a CINL opener and season opener. It's Dowling and Waukee Northwest. Mark Hamadale, Mike Burkert, and Coach, welcome back.
Thank you.
You ever get a view like this, 50-yard line seat up here in the balcony?
No, I'm used to looking at it right from the floor level.
Well, we're about ready to start here in about 5 minutes. We had a little delay tonight. We had the fire alarms go off here at Waukee Northwest High School, so we're running a little bit behind. We had to evacuate the building and finish the game that was in progress, one of the JV, I think it was JV 1 game. And now the teams are warming up. But, Mike, let's preview this game, Dowling and Waukee Northwest. The Maroons come in ranked second in Class 5A, and Waukee Northwest ranked 11th. Sam Powell's the head coach in his second year at Northwest. Had a lot of success at Des Moines East, and now in his second year at Northwest. And, of course, Dowling and Kristen Meyer has everybody back. Dowling, Coach Meyer in her 9th year here at Dowling. Has everybody back, her starting 5 and the 3 subs that returned from last year. So we got experience versus some inexperience.
Yeah, it's going to be important for Northwest to get off to a good start tonight. Like you said, Mark, they start a lot of young players who have had some experience from last year, but they're going against a very veteran team that went to the state finals last year, is currently ranked number 2 in the state, and depending on who you talk to, they might be number 1 in the state. But Dowling will have to make sure they come out, recognize what they're going to do, what they hope to accomplish. I think they're an outside shooting team. As we watched in the JV game, it looked like there were lids on the baskets for quite a while. I think it was 2-2 at the end of the first quarter. So I was talking to Coach Danner, and he said, "Boy, I hope that." The lids don't stay on him for the varsity game, too.
Well, he would love that because he's a defensive coach. He doesn't want the ball to go in the basket. He's not on the offensive side, Mike, so you got to talk to the offensive coach. What did Coach Faber say? Audrey knows.
Yeah, except the 2-2 score would probably scare him a little bit.
Well, appreciate you joining us tonight. Our listeners out there, a little late start because of the situation here, and now we're going to get underway here in about looks like 6.5 minutes. We'll have starting lineups, but in tune we have our pregame show. And keep in mind other games going on tonight in the CIML. These are all CIML girls games openers. 10th ranked Waukee is at 9th ranked Valley. That game got underway at 6:15 tonight over at the Valley Fieldhouse. Number 1 Johnston girls on the road at 6th ranked Cedar Falls tonight. That game got started at 6:30 in Cedar Falls. And the other CIML game has 8th ranked Ankeny at Urbandale, and that should be tipping off shortly over at the Urbandale gym. Other games in the area, Sadell is at Des Moines East, and Des Moines Roosevelt at Cedar Rapids Jefferson, some other 5A schools. So pretty token matchup. Usually don't see a whole lot of games start before Thanksgiving, Mike. Dowling usually starts their season off, and they will play Friday and Saturday up in the Twin Cities at the Minneapolis Turkey Thanksgiving tournament, and they'll be up there playing on Friday, Saturday. But because Thanksgiving's a week later, they insert a CIML game tonight, at least 3 of them on the girls' side, and here we are before Thanksgiving having a game.
It's true. And when you walk through the schedule, you've got 6 of the top 11 teams are CIML teams in the 5A level. And I know that it's probably a good thing no matter who you play early on because, again, talking with the coaches beforehand, the tournament you mentioned up in Minnesota, they're playing a 3-time defending champ
in game one
and a 3-time defending champ in game 2.
Different classes.
And different styles.
Yes.
I was told that the first game is going to be a very physical defensive game, and the second game is going to be a track meet. So, wow. And it gets you the first game jitters. No matter how many games you've had experience with, it's always, stepping out on the floor, in a varsity game, big time matchup, against Waukee, a beautiful arena here that they have. It gets you, and you're used to a different background.
Absolutely.
I mean, you look at the Dowling background, it's just the walls.
Correct, and it's a little bit more open. And these are all the new arenas. Now, you were coaching when Ankeny built Centennial, right? So you've been in both their gyms. Very similar here at Waukee. In Southeast Polk is very similar.
Yep, that's what I was told. And this is the first time I've been in this place. I mean, I've been out, driven around the
facility.
Metropolis out here.
Well, it's the old Broderick Farm. If you know the Broderick family, this is their farm. It was land here. You listen to the pregame show. It's Dowling and Waukee Northwest. Top 11 teams in Class 5A tipping it off in girls basketball. We'll take a 1-minute break, but first let's run down the preseason rankings in Class 5A. Johnson's the number 1 team. They are the defending champs, and they have a 26-game winning streak going into tonight as Johnson's on the road at 6th-ranked Cedar Falls. Dowling Catholic is at number 2, Ankeny Centennial 3rd, followed by Davenport North, Pleasant Valley at number 5. 6 through 10 has Cedar Falls, Cedar Rapids Prairie, Ankeny, and West Des Moines Valley at number 9. Waukee is 10th. Waukee Northwest, Dowling's opponent here tonight, is at number 11. Then it's Bettendorf, Iowa City West, City High of Iowa City, and Cedar Rapids Washington. That is the preseason Class 5A teams, top 15 teams going into the season. We're going to take a break, come back, season opener for both Waukee Northwest and Dowling Catholic, and we'll have more pregame following this 1-minute timeout on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and urgent eye issues. 515-440-4610, ashworthvision.com.
Support for programming funded by Blessman International. We bring the good news of the gospel to South African children and their families through faith formation and locally sustainable programs. As the Fellowship of Christian Athletes location for all South Africa, our Sports for Christ complex provides student access to friendly competition where discipline and dedication are developed. Learn how you can support programs like Sports for Christ or experience the hands-on engagement of a mission trip at blessmaninternational.org.
Support for programming is provided by construction professionals, serving customers through a proven process, creating unique design, functionality, and artistic beauty. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. cpcustomhomes.com.
KWKY Des Moines, K233BT Des Moines, KIHS Adel.
And welcome back to the Waukee Gym. Waukee Northwest Gym, Mark Amadale, Mike Burkert, as we get set for Dowling Catholic and Waukee Northwest. 2 top 11 teams, Dowling Catholic at number 2, Waukee Northwest at number 11. And Mike Burkert, as we look at the matchup tonight, you'll see a very inexperienced Waukee Northwest group. They're going to start 4 sophomores and a junior. They have no seniors on their roster at this time of the year. And Dowling Catholic's going to go with a veteran team led by 5 returning starters and 3 subs off the bench. But a very young Waukee Northwest team led by Romy Croat, their point guard, and Logan Vogt, whose mom is the head volleyball coach here. And they've been in the state championship the last couple of years, won it 2 years ago. And then Vanna Billick, another guard. So they're very guard-oriented, but a very inexperienced team with no seniors.
Well, in your discussions earlier with Sam Powell, he talked about they want to play an up-tempo game. And one of the things that he's playing so many young players last year, he played a lot of freshmen on the varsity level, is that they got some experience and got to see what it was like to play in those type of games. Now it's a matter of taking the next step, being able to translate the effort that they put in the summer and in the fall to now and going up against a very veteran team that has very well established in what their substitution patterns are and how they want to do things.
Waukee will have their starting 5. They'll come off the bench with 2 freshmen and a sophomore, and one of the freshmen was their leading scorer in their scrimmage with Sioux City East on Saturday. We're going to take our final break before our starting lineups and introductions. Mark Amadale, Mike Burkert, Dowling, and Waukee-Northwest. Opening night of the high school girls basketball season on Iowa Catholic Radio. We'll return following our message from Father Reed Flood, our pregame prayer, and Dr. Dan Ryan, the president of Dowling Catholic High School. And we'll return following those messages here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Hi, this is Dr. Dan Ryan, president of Dowling Catholic High School, and welcome to another season of exciting Dowling High School basketball. We are proud to be partners with Iowa Catholic Radio, not only broadcasting basketball, but also being partners in preparing Christ-centered leaders for life. Go Maroons!
Hello, my name is Father Reed Flood. Let us pray together for the coaches, players, and trainers for this athletic competition this evening. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Heavenly Father, we thank you for all your gifts. We ask that you bless all those involved in this athletic competition this evening. We ask that you keep them safe and that they show good sportsmanship. We ask this through Christ our Lord. Amen. Saint Sebastian, pray for us. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
And welcome back to the Waukee-Northwest Gym. Mark Amadale, Mike Burkert, as we get set for starting lineups and introductions before tonight's game, Dowling Catholic and Waukee-Northwest. Mike, I know you've been retired for a while, and things have changed somewhat on the basketball front. You know, we've got no more one-and-ones and things like that. We've got shot clock. Oh, yeah. Would that have been difficult for you when you were coaching? Do you think you get a shot up every so often?
I think that, no, I don't think it would have been difficult. I think you adapt to it. I think that still the name of the game is you got to protect the basketball and you got to get the best shot, whether it's at 5 seconds or at 35 seconds. So,
now, I like the 2-for-1s at the end of a quarter where you can, you know, if you get a quick shot and a good shot, high-quality shot, you can get the ball back because they're going to give you maybe 10 seconds to get another play off because you're going to force your opponent to use up the shot clock. So I kind of like that a little bit. I haven't seen it used too much, but it has been used in girls and boys basketball in Iowa.
Well, I think it's good in the fact that, you know, at times when you played without the shot clock, you know, if you had the ball with a minute to go in a quarter, or, you know, and you just held the ball.
That's right. You did.
Or, you know,
that's right.
There's nothing you could do about it. And you could run into those games where people would hold the ball, or 2 minutes. We ran into situations, I think, where teams would just run offense out to try to end the game.
Let's take a look at our starting lineups. Dowling, the visiting team tonight. They're in their road maroon uniforms, white numbers, white trim, and jerseys. And the Maroons will start at one guard. The point guard is Ava Zedeker, 5'10 senior, averaging just over 19 points last year. And she is the point guard wearing number 13 and one of the captains. The other guard is the other captain, Layla Tritton, a 5'9 senior. She'll wear number 15, averaged 7 points last year. And the third guard is Katie Moeller, a 5'11 sophomore, averaging 11.5 points. Her and Zedeker were the leading three-point makers of three-point baskets last year, and Moeller will wear number 11. And at one forward, Ellie Olson, 5'11 senior, one of the captains. Three captains on the team, Olson, Zedeker, and Tritton. Olson, a 5'10 senior, averaging 2.5 points, 3.5 rebounds, wearing number 5. And in the post, Ellie Moeller. Yeah, that's right. Katie's sister, 6'2 junior, averaged 11.5 points, 10 rebounds a game. And she'll wear number 23. So it'll be Zedeker, Tritton, Katie Moeller, Ellie Olson, and Ellie Moeller, the starting five for Dowling Catholic. And now for the Waukee-Northwest Wolves in their home white uniforms with blue numbers and trim, a little bit of silver in their uniform. They'll start at their point guard is Romy Croat, 5'9 sophomore, averaging 9.5 points last year, wearing number 32. The other guard is Vonna Billick, 5'8 junior, averaging 7.5 points a year ago, wears number 22. She's also the backup point guard. The other guard is Leah Daniel Leverage, 5'9" sophomore, averaging 2.5 points, was a reserve last year, Mike, and now in the starting role. She wore number 14. At one forward is Logan Vogt, 6'1" sophomore, averaging 4.5 points. Her mom is the head volleyball coach here at Waukee, Jody, and she wore number 24. And finally, Cassidy Danberg, 6'1" sophomore at center, wearing number 54, averaging 3.5 points, 4 rebounds, had 30 blocks last year. We're underway. Dowling going left to right as we are right behind the scorer's table up here on the track. And Dowling with the basketball first. Down the lane goes Katie Muller, kicks it out. The long three up and no good by Ellie Muller. Rebound Zediker underneath. Now she's double teamed. Can't get it out of the lane. Now does. Gets it out to Muller. This is Katie with it. Top of the circle. As we're underway here at the Waukee Northwest Gym. Dowling Catholic and Waukee Northwest. Underneath. And Muller backs her way in and shoots off the glass good.
That's a nice offensive move on her part. She took the ball right to the basket. A little up fake and put it in.
That was Ellie Muller on the basket. Yes, the Muller sisters. Katie, a sophomore, wearing number 11, and Ellie, junior, wearing number 23. Now Waukee Northwest with the ball underneath. The shot up, no good, and hitting the floor hard is Ellie Muller, and she gets up slowly, kind of walks it off as the shot is up and no good, and a rebound to Dowling. There's Zediker with it in the front court. Underneath, the pass goes to Ellie Muller, and too strong there and out of bounds. Turnover against Dowling.
Looks like she was hoping she was going to go backdoor, and she kind of put the brakes on there instead of going all over the basket.
Yeah, that's a shit. Uncontested layup. Dowling showing a little pressure here, Mike. A little man-to-man full court pressure as Daniel Leverage dribbles in the front court. Now Waukee Northwest with it. Here's Vogt with it, and the ball tipped out of bounds by Ellie Olson. Ellie's not much of a scorer, but she does all the little things, and she knocked the ball away, gets in those passing lanes. She's one of those defensive people you want on your team.
She's one of those players you need to have as your glue. It's one to get down and get dirty with the rebounding. It looks like she's guarding their post player.
Yep, she is guarding Vanna Billick. Dowling staying man-to-man. And now here's a long three by Billick, no good. From the left wing, rebound Dowling, and this is Zediker pushing the tempo. Zediker dribbles left wing, stops, three-point line, kicks it back out top to Katie Muller. Now they work underneath, and a shot off the glass, no good initially. Rebound put up and good by the Maroons, and that being Ellie Muller. She has all 4 of Dowling's points, and it's 4-0 Maroons with under 6 minutes to play first quarter. Little transition that time by Dowling, created a basket. Now here's Daniel Leverage with it right side for Northwest. Guarded by Tritton. Now up top it goes. This is Vogt with it. Logan down the right side. Her shot up, partially blocked by Muller, no good. And reverse layup, no good. That might have been tipped that time by Katie Muller. And the rebound, Dowling. Turns in the front court to Olson, right side. Now they reverse it. Zediker, top of the key. Zediker down the lane, double team. Stops, pull-up jumper, off the mark, no good. Rebound, Croat. And Northwest, and a backcourt foul on Dowling. That'll be on Ellie Muller, her first.
It's one of those unforced things that happened there. That was a clear rebound, and she just kind of decided I wasn't going to let her out of here.
What are we at? These are 94-foot court. Is that right? Yeah. 90 feet away. You don't like to see that, but it's the first week, and the kids are coming off the scrimmages Dowling had a scrimmage a week ago at North Polk, and I think they had one up at Centennial on Saturday, but first game that counts is tonight, and now whistling a foul on Zediker. So Dowling now picking up 2 quick fouls. Ava with her first. And 5 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Dowling leading 4-0 over Waukee Northwest. Mentioned Northwest, coached by Sam Powell in his second year. They went 11-12 last year. They lost in the regional final at Pleasant Valley, a team that Dowling saw in the state tournament. Dowling, of course, last year finished second to Johnson, losing to Johnson 48-36 in the championship game. Maroons coming off a 21-5 season, and now we've got a 30-second timeout. We'll keep it here, Mike. With 4:48 to go here in the first quarter, 4-0. Dowling leads Waukee Northwest. Mark Amadale, Mike Burkert. I want to thank Ashworth Vision Clinic, Blessman International, and Bose and the Florist. All right, Coach, give us a perspective. What you've seen here in the first, not quite through the halfway part, but near the halfway part of the game.
I think Dowling's offense setup that they have, they've got Ellie Moeller on the outside on the three-point line instead of being down in the post on their kind of the 4 out, 1 in. And they have Olsen down inside. I think that has confused the Waukee a little bit in the fact that they've got a post player playing outside and a wing player playing inside, trying to play defense.
Right out of the timeout, Waukee Northwest with the basketball. Down the lane goes Billick. Her shot up, no good. Draws the foul. That's the third foul in the first quarter on Dowling. And that foul will be on Ellie Olsen. So Olsen with the foul, Zedeker with one foul, and Ellie Moeller with the other. And free throws coming for Northwest in the presence of Vanna Billick, a year ago an 83% free throw shooter. So you like what Sam Powell's doing there, attacking that glass as much as they can. First free throw good, and Northwest now on the board. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio, brought to you in part by Skeffington's Formal Wear, Mercy One, Fast Signs in Clive, and the Catholic Tuition Organization. Second free throw coming. And it's off the back iron, no good. And we got a lane violation on the shooter, I believe. And it'll be Dowling basketball, so they'll wave it off. 4-1's our score. Dowling with the lead. Northwest now with
it's like a 1-3-1 press.
Full court pressure.
Yep, now it switches back into man.
And Maroons dribble across the timeline. Here's Katie Muller with it. Guarded by Sadie McCann, who's in there. Corner three up and good. That's her sister Ellie with the three. That's her 7th point of the night, and she has all 7 of Dowling's points, 7-1 Maroons. Dowling with a 6-point lead. Down the lane, shot off the glass, up and good by Romy Croat. That's her first bucket of the night. She is Northwest's leading scorer. Now underneath, the shot up and good.
Lila Tritton.
So Tritton with the basket.
They had 2 passes up, and she broke open underneath the basket, and they hit her. Nice play.
9-3 Maroons. 3:50 remaining here in the first quarter from the Northwest gym here in Waukee. Now with the ball is Billick, and an offensive foul. We got an illegal screen set, and that's on Logan Vogt.
At this point, it appears Northwest is just trying to take it right at them, and been successful getting 3 fouls on them so far.
The head coach Sam Powell, assisted by Ben Dewey and Rob Newton and Trent Smith on his coaching staff. Dowling head coach Kristen Miner, 9th year at Dowling. Joel Danner and Audrey Faber assist her. And now we've got a jump ball called as a shot up and no good by the Maroons. Zedeker came down with it, but so did Janu Leverage. And Leah and Ava tie up the ball. It'll be Northwest basketball. And they'll inbound the ball. Dowling showing full court pressure. And Janu Leverage dribbling in the front court. Now she's the third guard, not quite the point guard. So the Maroons are making sure that the point guards are not, they're not running it through that. And now a whistle and a foul in the post, and this will be on Dowling. And this will be, as the Maroons go into their substitution, Macy Harnden with the foul. 4th team foul. So Maroons now will put Northwest in the bonus here with their next foul with 3:13 to go in the first quarter. 9-3 Dowling. Northwest inbounds underneath their own basket. Here's Vogt with it. Left wing, Janu Leverage now underneath, and a shot knocked out of bounds is Sadie McCann, who we talked about in the pregame a little bit, was the leading scorer against Sioux City East on Saturday in their scrimmage for Northwest, and she has the ball knocked out of bounds.
She took it right at her, but that height, it's hard to get it over her.
Height, length,
yes.
Yeah, the Maroons bring that.
And she had good timing too, so.
All right, Billick will throw it in underneath her own basket. Gets it to McCann, back to Billick. Fakes the three, dribbles in the lane, pull-up jumper up, and no good. Off the rim, ball slapped around and stolen away by Dowling. Now a backcourt foul on Northwest. Tritton with the offense or the defensive rebound, but she drew the foul. And that'll be on Leah Janu Leverage, her first foul. So it's the 2nd team foul on Northwest. fourth team fouls on Dowling with 2:50 to go, and Dowling leading by 6 and the basketball. Here's Herndon with it. Dribble handoff to Zedeker as they run the little dribble weave. Now they get it in the post to Olsen. In the corner it goes. A long three. Up good by Layla Tritton. Corner three from the right side by Layla, and that's her 5th point of the night. So between Tritton and Muller, Ellie Muller, they have all of Dowling's points, 12-3 Maroons.
They're 2 for 2 for three-point range right now, Mark.
And you know who distributed the ball there was Ole.
That's right.
Ellie Olsen did a nice job from the free throw line as the ball goes to the middle of the lane, and then it got kicked out. Now they work it inside to Waukee-Northwest, and the ball knocked out of bounds by Dowling. A lot of deflections we see on the defensive end. That's can throw the timing of an offense off. Wolves inbound the ball. They get it to Danberg, top of the key. Now dribbling left side is McCann. Shot up and good. The freshman with a nice move to the basket, and she draws the foul. And that'll be on Ellie Olsen, her 2nd. So McCann, 5'9" freshman. Coach Powell said she's exciting. We just saw that. I can see what he's talking about now.
She wasn't afraid to take a right at him. The problem, though, Dowling, so far they've been rotating 6 people in, and that's one of their 6 is Olsen, who's picked up her 2nd foul. So with 2:07 in the first quarter, that could be a problem.
And the free throw good by Sadie McCann. She has 3 points off the bench for Coach Sam Powell. It's 12-6 Dowling over Waukee-Northwest. 2 minutes to play here in the first quarter. Dowling underneath. Beautiful pass inside the Muller. Layup good. Tritton with the assist. And that is Ellie Muller with the basket. And she now has 9 points. Northwest with the basketball.
Oh, wow.
Logan Vogt with the pass. It's picked up by Zedeker. Her shot off the glass good. So a steal by Zedeker. I thought it was going to go out of bounds.
The referee grabbed it and dropped it. So he got the assist.
He got the assist, but he's in, he wasn't out of bounds. And that's what made that, it's part of the floor. All right, here's Northwest with it. Underneath, Billick, her shot up and no good. Rebound, offensive rebound, Northwest. Minute 15 to go in the quarter. Here's Janu Leverage with it. Now they work it inside to Danberg. Puts a move on Muller. Her shot with the left hand, no good. Rebound the other Muller. This is Katie with it. Leading the break down the left wing. Out to Herndon for 3. It's no good. Ball slapped around. Tritton couldn't get it. Into the hands of Waukee-Northwest. And Leah, Janu Leverage. 45 seconds to go. Underneath, a shot up and no good. And we've got a whistle and a foul on Ellie Muller. I like that. Danberg took it right to her. Danberg at 6'1" for Waukee-Northwest, and Muller at 6'2", and they're going to get Ellie for the foul. She thought she was straight up, but kind of reached over, and that's her 2nd foul, Mike.
So Dowling's 2 interior players, 2 fouls.
Yeah, Ellie Olsen and Ellie Muller both with 2 fouls each. First free throw good by Cassidy Danberg. 2nd free throw no good. Rebound Zedeker and Dowling. And 40 seconds to play. Dowling will have to get a shot off. It's a 2-for-1 situation right now for Waukee-Northwest if they want to use it. Here is Muller, or rather underneath Muller with the shot. Katie can't get it to fall. The rebound out to Northwest with 25 seconds to go. Let's see if they play for the last shot.
Doesn't appear so, the way they're moving the basketball.
Now that's Sam Powell style. Push, see what's open. Daniel Leverage with it. Down the corner it goes to Vogt for 3. It's no good. Ball slapped out of bounds. They say it went off of Dowling. As in the lineup for the Maroons is Kaylee Klein. Klein had an outstanding volleyball season, 5'11" sophomore, and she is Dowling's post presence off the bench. So she and Harnan are both in there. Now the inbounds pass goes right off the Northwest player. It rolled right off her fingertips, and that was Cassidy Danberg. Turnover against the Wolves, and Dowling will have 1 second. They lead 16-7. And now Zedeker's half-court shot no good. And we've come to the end of the first quarter with the score. Dowling Catholic 16, Waukee Northwest 7 alongside Mike Burkert. I'm Mark Amadale, back with the second quarter in 1 minute on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and urgent eye issues. 515-440-4610, ashworthvision.com.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio comes from the Catholic Tuition Organization. Reduce or eliminate your Iowa income tax and instead give to the Catholic Tuition Organization and receive 75% Iowa tax credits. These tax credits are going fast, so reserve yours today and learn more about the Catholic Tuition Organization at ctoiowa.org. ctoiowa.org. The bottom line, it's for the kids and their futures.
Catholic Tuition Organization, a great investment in our kids.
Support for programming is provided by Construction Professionals, serving customers through a proven process, creating unique design, functionality, and artistic beauty. Construction Professionals is a Catholic family business built on a strong foundation. cpcustomhomes.com.
And welcome back to the Waukee Northwest Gym as we begin the second quarter. Dowling leading 16-7 over Waukee Northwest. Maroons did not attempt a free throw in that first quarter, Mike, and Waukee Northwest went 3 of 5 at the line, and two Dowling starters have 2 fouls each. Ellie Olson and Ellie Muller both with 2 fouls each. What do you have for your numbers?
Yeah, Dowling in the first quarter was 7 for 12 from the field, including 2 of 3 from the three-point range. Had 7 rebounds, 6 defensive, 1 offensive rebound. Waukee was 2 for 12, 0 for 2 from 3, 3 of 5 free throws. And they had 4 rebounds, but they had really turnover-free. They only had 2 turnovers in the first quarter.
Dowling will start with the basketball first. Thanks to all the folks here at Waukee Northwest High School, including their athletic director, Jim Dewey, and athletic secretary, Wendy Richmeyer, getting us set up tonight. Going to endure the fire alarm and evacuating the building there for a while, but we're underway. And now a shot up and no good by Dowling. Rebound comes out to Waukee Northwest, and Billick puts up a shot. It's no good. Rebound Dowling. This is Katie Muller in transition. Gets it to her sister Ellie. Out to Zedeker. Underneath to Tritton. Bounce pass to Olson. Layup good. Tritton with a nice assist there as she found Ole on the left block.
That was a nice offensive set for him. She drove the lane, and then when they stopped her, she passed it right off her layup. Nice, easy shot.
So Northwest with the basketball. Dowling stays man-to-man. We haven't seen any zone tonight, or yet. And I don't think you will with Sam Powell loves the man-to-man pressure defense. Teaches that, but sometimes you got to go to zone. We'll see if that happens, but Dowling settles in man-to-man. Waukee with 5 on the shot clock gets it to Danberg. Ball nearly stolen away. They're going to have to launch it pro-at, and it'll be a shot clock violation, but the ball goes into the hands of Ellie Muller, so they play on. Maroons now in their offensive. And here's Zedeker. Spins in the mid-post. Now gets rid of it. Top of the key for 3. It's up and off the back iron. No good by Katie Muller. Offensive rebound, Dowling. Olson with it. To Ellie Muller. Right side to Zedeker. Ava with it. Fakes the 3. Guarded by Billick. Now dribbles into a double team out to Ole. Now we got 3 seconds in the lane on Katie Muller, or Ellie Muller. So a turnover against the Maroons. So the numbers you have, typical maybe first game of the year for both teams?
I think so. I mean, Dowling, a veteran team, they're getting good shots. And Northwest is having to work for theirs. And they're all contested.
And the length of Dowling is going to take an effect on a lot of teams. Especially when you bring Ellie Muller out to shoot. That opens up the inside. And now a long 3 up and good by Cassidy Danberg. And she can shoot the 3, and she did last year.
Just as we said that, she steps out and shoots a 3 over Muller.
Danberg hit 5 threes a year ago, and that's her first field goal of the night. She has 4 points. And now the ball on Dowling's end, tipped out of bounds. Turnover against the Maroons. 18-10 is our score. Dowling by 8. Maroons ranked 2nd in Class 5A. There are the They were the runner-up last year in Class 5A, losing to Johnson in the state championship game. Waukee-Northwest, their record a year ago, 11-12 under head coach Sam Powell's first year. They're ranked preseason number 11 in Class 5A. Northwest, Danberg with it from the right elbow or from the right wing, tries to get the ball inside to Croat, and it's knocked away. 20 on the shot clock. It'll be possession arrow Northwest. That might be the easiest thing to say. We're at Northwest High School here in Waukee. And they're going to be building the third high school here shortly. So they'll come up with another name, Mike.
Southwest. Southeast.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're up here in the track right behind the scores table. Dowling fans in front of us, the Waukee Northwest fans across from us. Now in the lane, a shot partially blocked, and it was blocked by Katie Muller. Rebound out to Dowling as that shot by Logan Vogt was deflected. And now in transition, traveling before the shot on the Maroons. They'll wipe off the shot by Ellie Muller. The old bunny hop, they don't allow that. I know coaches kind of teach that, or they let it go in practice, but that's a travel.
That was.
Our officials tonight, we want to thank them for being here, including Jeff Junker and his crew, Jacob O'Connor and Carrie Hagan. And they are a three-person crew. Welcome to them. They do a good job. Hey, without those three, it'd be you and I, no radio. We'd be down there blowing whistles, Mike.
Yeah.
And that wouldn't be good.
Or like an intramural, so call your own.
Call your own, yeah. Here's a long three, no good by Croat from the top of the key for Northwest. Rebound Dowling. And now Muller underneath. And Ellie with the shot up and good right over Danberg. Muller with 11 points. It's 20-10, Dowling by 10. This is the Maroons' largest lead of the night. Northwest with the basketball. Danberg, left wing, three-pointer up by Billick, no good. Rebound Dowling and Ellie Muller. Now to Zedeker. Ava, 3-on-3 fast break. Pull-up jumper for three. It's up off the back iron, no good. Offensive rebound Dowling. Put back up, no good. But a whistle and a foul on Northwest as Katie Muller will go to the line. Katie has yet to score tonight. She'll get 2 free throws here.
Yeah, that last three-pointer by Northwest was tipped by Katie Muller. It started their fast break there, so that was good defense on her part to get her hands up and tip that.
Croat with the foul. That's her first. And the first free throw good by Katie Muller. A year ago was a 50% free throw shooter. Substitutions for both teams. Tritton and Ellie Muller check out for Dowling. Macy Harnden, 5'3" senior, checking in. The second free throw is good by Katie Muller. And that is Dowling's first 2 free throws of the night. Maroons lead by 12, 22-10. And let's see who else checked in for Dowling. Kaylee Klein checking in. And now backdoor cut, layup, good. Nice pass that time. And finishing it off is Logan Vogt with her first basket for Northwest. 22-12, Maroons by 10. Now Zedeker coming off the ball screen by Muller. Her shot up and no good, drew the foul. Nice ball screen that time by Dowling's Katie Muller for Zedeker to do her magic, and she drew the foul.
Yeah, she had a nice stop and go there to create some separation there to get that shot. The help defense came over and fouled her.
Zedeker to the line as the foul's on McCann. Sadie McCann, the freshman, off the bench for Northwest. And first free throw, no good. Zedeker, an 82% free throw shooter a year ago, and she's 0 for 1. She had quite the streak going over the course of several games a year ago. Second free throw, too strong, no good. Rebound comes out to Vogt, and she dribbles down the front court. So Zedeker starts the year 0 for 2 at the line. Dowling 2 for 4 at the line tonight. They lead by 10 with 3.5 minutes to go. Reminder at halftime, I want to thank Roman Wilkin, our studio producer. We'll go to a 2-minute break when we go to halftime, Roman, so keep that in mind. There's a shot underneath, reverse layup, no good by Billick, rebound Dowling. And here's Zedeker with it, with 3 as we approach the 3-minute mark of the first half. Zedeker double team. Now gets to Katie Muller. Skip pass over to Harnden. Macy dribbles baseline and draws the foul. Croat with her second for Northwest. That'll be the third team foul on the Wolves.
From the Dowling perspective, if you look at the scoreboard, 22-12, and Ava has 2 points. So that means that you get your leading scorer is not really got started yet, and yet you're up 10. So that's good.
If you're Sam Powell, and who are you going to take away? The first thing you take away is Zedeker. Problem is everybody else can score too, or everybody else can play. Muller sisters, Trenton, Olsen's contributed, and but they have stopped thus far. Maroons leading scorer. Now the Maroons pass the ball around. Long three up and no good by Maddie Rice, who's in there. 5'8" junior from the top of the key. Rebound comes out to Northwest with 2:40. And now a steal by Dowling. Trenton with the steal. Layup up good. Layla Trenton with her 7th point. And the Maroon lead is now 12. They've doubled the score. 24-12 Dowling. 2:25 to go. First half here at the Waukee Northwest Gym on a very chilly night here in Central Iowa as we get set for the Thanksgiving weekend. Lob pass underneath by Billick is deflected by Ellie Olsen out of bounds. It'll be Northwest basketball. All right, Northwest will inbound the ball underneath their own basket. They inbound it to Danberg, right wing. Top of the key. Now they get it in the corner. A long three by Sadie McCann is blocked out of bounds by Ellie Muller. She had 86 blocks a year ago to lead Dowling, and I think led most of the state in 5 block shots.
She's got, I haven't tracked them, but she's got at least 3 for sure.
And Mike, you mentioned it's one thing to block them, but it's one thing to time your block. And I remember the old school in the men's, and I think it was guys like Lou Alcindor, Wilt Chamberlain. You can block a shot, get timing, but keep the ball, try to block it to a teammate instead of out of bounds, and that's the real trick. And that's just something that's a great art.
Well, the timing is important because you don't want to get them with the body, and that's tough to do, especially at this level.
Yep, you see that. You hear the crowd doing a lot of oohs and ahs. That was a block shot. Yeah, she came through the body too.
Yeah.
All right, Dowling with the ball, very impatient. Here's Ellie Muller for 3 on the right side, no good. Offensive rebound, Dowling. Maddie Rice out to Zedeker. Minute 35 to go. Dowling with a brand new shot clock. Now corner 3, up, good by Ellie Muller. That's where it all started, and then she finished it. Muller with 14 points to lead all scorers here in the first half. Her second 3.
She's not afraid to shoot that this year.
Well, it's when you work on your shooting in the summer, which is probably a good idea, and you're playing that club ball, you get a pretty good stroke and pretty good rhythm. Now, here is Danberg for 3 for Northwest. It's no good. Rebound Dowling. Here's Zedeker, coast to coast. Corner 3 by Trenton off the side of the backboard, no good. Rebound out to Danberg and Northwest. Under a minute to play. Dowling 27. Northwest 12. Maroon's largest lead is right now at 15 points. Here's a long 3, no good by Vogt. Offensive rebound, Northwest. They get it back. Jania Leverage, a 3, it's no good. Rebound Dowling. Maroon's in the front court with 35 seconds to go. Corner 3 by Zedeker misses the mark, no good. And the rebound, Billick. She goes down the lane. Her shot to left hand, no good. Offensive rebound, McCann, and her shot is blocked by Oley. Ellie Olsen with the block. Now Dowling with the ball. Advance to the front court, 15 seconds remaining. Here's Zedeker on the baseline. Gets it underneath the Trenton layup, good. Zedeker with the assist. Trenton with her 9th point. 29-12 Dowling. Wins by 17, their largest lead of the night. Now with the basketball is Jania Leverage down the lane, loses the ball, and the clock will signal the end of the first half with the score. Dowling 29 and Waukee Northwest 12. The Maroons hold Northwest to 5 points in that second quarter. Mark Hamadale alongside Mike Burkert tonight. Thanks for joining us. Opening night of the high school basketball season, the girls basketball season. As we have a few games on the schedule tonight. 10th ranked Waukee at 9th ranked Valley. That game might be just about going final. It started at 6:15. Number 1 Johnston on the road, and defending champs Johnston on the road at number 6 Cedar Falls. That game got started at 6:30. And Ankeny is at Urberdale, another CIML game. That game was started about the same time we did, around 7:45, 8 o'clock. Here at halftime, it's Dowling 29, Waukee Northwest 12. Mike Burkert, some of your thoughts before we go to our halftime break?
I think Dowling did exactly what they needed to do. They came out, they've asserted themselves with their experience. They've worked the ball around. They've gotten good shots. They're shooting just under 50% in the first half and haven't only committed 2 turnovers. So, from that perspective, they're doing what they need to do. And defensively, Dowling, with their, like we talked about, their length, are really bothering any shot that Waukee Northwest is putting up, both when they try to drive the basket and as they're shooting the outside shot, the threes. I haven't totaled up the Waukee, but the second quarter they hit 2 shots, hit a couple free throws. No, they didn't even shoot free throws. Like you said, 4 points, and you could tell the difference. And the fact that Dowling has taken a 17-point lead, and their leading scorer, I think, has 2 points. Missed only 2 free throws, but has also done a nice job defensively and done little things, nice passes. She's moved the basketball very well, so she may not be getting all the shots that she wants to shoot, but she's making other people better, which is what your good players do. So,
before we go to break, let's take a look at our scoring here in the first half for the visitors from Dowling Catholic. The Maroons are led by Ellie Muller, the 6'2 junior, with 14 points in the first half. A couple of 3-point baskets in her 14-point total. Layla Tritton with 9 points. And then 2 points each for Ava Zedeker, Katie Muller, and Ellie Olson. Again, all with 2 points. Maddie Rice, Macy Harnden, and Kaylee Klein off the bench did not score. Dowling went 2 for 4 at the free throw line in the first half. For Waukee Northwest, their leading scorer at halftime is Cassidy Danberg, the 6'1 post player, with 4 points. And she was followed by Sadie McCann off the bench with 3 points. Romy Croat with 2 points, Logan Vogt 2 points, and Vonna Billick with 1 point to lead the Wolves. And Leah Januleverage, no points, one of the starters for Northwest, did not score. Northwest 3 of 5 at the free throw line in the first half. Again, our halftime score, Dowling Catholic 29, Waukee Northwest 12. Mark Hemmett-Hill, Mike Burkett from the Waukee Northwest Gym. And we'll take a 2-minute break. Roman Wilkham is our studio producer on Iowa Catholic Radio. We'll take a 2-minute break. We'll be back with more halftime following these messages on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Faith Check with Greg Ewell on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
On this Faith Check, let's talk about the Holy Eucharist. Catholics believe that the bread and wine are more than just symbolic reminders. By the power of God working through the priest, they are transformed into Christ's body and blood. Our Lord taught, unless you eat the flesh of the Son of Man and drink his blood, you do not have life within you. The Jews scoffed at this and asked, how can he give us his flesh to eat? Even his disciples said, this is a hard saying, and many stopped following him. Now, when genuine misunderstandings occurred in the Gospels, Jesus corrected his listeners. But Jesus meant what he said and did not back down. My flesh is food indeed, and my blood is drink indeed. He who eats my flesh and drinks my blood has eternal life, and I will raise him up at the last day. For 2,000 years, the Eucharist has been the heart of the Catholic faith. In fact, the early Christians said, without the Eucharist we cannot live, preferring to risk their lives rather than to miss the Mass. Today, he invites each one of us to receive his very flesh and blood. This is Greg Ewell for Faith Check.
Support for programming funded by Blessman International. We bring the good news of the gospel to South African children and their families through faith formation and locally sustainable programs. As the Fellowship of Christian Athletes location for all South Africa, our Sports for Christ complex provides student access to friendly competition where discipline and dedication are developed. Learn how you can support programs like Sports for Christ or experience the hands-on engagement of a mission trip at blessmaninternational.org.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Skeffington's Formal Wear, in business since 1951, with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formal Wear, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
Mercy One is proud to support Iowa Catholic Radio. Mercy One has convenient locations right in your neighborhood. From unexpected illnesses to regular checkups, Mercy One is here for you. Schedule online at mercyone.org.
Hey, welcome back to the Waukee Northwest Gym alongside Mike Burkett. I'm Mark Amadeo. We are at halftime of the opening night of the girls Class 5A basketball in the Central Iowa Metro League. And at halftime, second-ranked Dowling leading number 11 Waukee Northwest 29-12. And Mike Burkett, first of all, welcome back. Thanks for sitting in. If probably get our listeners caught up, Scott Babinat, who did the games with me the last few years, well, moved to California to be with his daughters. They wouldn't move back, so he and his wife moved out there. So lost Scott, but I know you sat in for a game or so. Was it a TV game we did, or was it just radio?
I think it was a TV game.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Okay. Hope you didn't get too much.
It was actually Waukee Northwest last year.
Was it really?
That's
okay.
right.
Oh, yeah, at the Dowling Gym.
Yeah.
Yep. So I knew you did a game. I just didn't know which one it was.
Yeah,
but,
I think you'd asked me to do one earlier, but I was in Florida at the time.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
I was disappointed about missing the game, but it was like 75 degrees or something, so it was okay.
Yeah, it was okay. I know when you get everybody that goes to Florida, I know quite a few of them, they always look on their phone. It's like, I wonder what Des Moines doing. Temperature 5 below zero, wind chill 35 below in the middle of January. But we're still doing games on Tuesday and Friday night, Mike, whether you're in Florida or not, but we appreciate you helping out and being part of it.
I'll be here this winter for you, so.
Appreciate that. Now, Mike Burkert, longtime assistant coach in the Dowling program, to the legendary coaches Bob and Sharon Hansen. You were, there's a lot of stories there that couldn't be told if you want, because Bob and Sharon do listen. They're down in Florida, I think, this time of year, and they come back and forth. But what a job, what a run they had at Dowling twice.
They did.
I don't know, were you with John Wilkinson?
I was with John too.
So there you go.
So I spanned the globe there. So yeah, lots of good stories, but probably none that I'm going to share.
Well, I'm going to pick your brain because I know you coached my sister, my youngest sister, Marilyn. That had to be an interesting. That had to be real interesting.
I tell you, throughout the years, there were some. I mean, she was actually, not because I'm sitting next to you, but she was very nice. But we had some real characters in all those years because, because back in the day, I did the freshman and I, helped with the varsity during the games. And, there were times where our freshman program had 30-plus kids. We were playing A, B, C games.
That's right.
And and sometimes you played those back to back because they weren't like today where everything's all on the same day at the same site. But yeah, there were some characters in that group and some.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Idiosyncrasies that some of them had, and but I was fortunate. I was fortunate that I had the opportunity to both Bob and Sharon let me select who my assistant coaches were, and I had some really good people, and I try to think back of some of them, but I think the 1 year I remember the most, and when I had Audra Lotes.
Sure.
I had Lori Myers. I had Blythe. It's Stanfield now, and Heather Davis.
Oh my goodness, I forgot about Heather Davis.
We had probably 30-some kids that year, and I had 4 assistant coaches, and I think the only story that I can share about those guys is that I think we had a practice Saturday morning, 8:00, and it looked like they came in wearing the same clothes that
from Friday night.
From Friday night, yeah.
Those names, I don't doubt them, and they're all happily married now.
Yes,
that's awesome. We're about ready to start the second half. Dowling leading 29-12 in this girls' game. Getting the season started. You start in November, around before Thanksgiving. It's probably the earliest we've started covering the game because Thanksgiving falls a week late, and then you hope you're playing in that first week of March on that Friday night. That's when the 5A championship is. So we hope that will be what happens, but it's a long season, Mike. 21 games. I think we're covering 17 of the 21 with the Dowling girls.
Okay. Yeah, it's the bad part about it is you have that break. Over Christmas
and New Year's.
Kind of once you kind of get started, and then all of a sudden you just kind of slam the brakes on a little bit, except for the fact you have an opportunity to work on some things.
That's true. Okay, Northwest with the ball to start the second half as they're being very patient. And the shot in the lane, no good. Nice job by Northwest. They worked for a nice shot, but they couldn't get it to fall. Rebound out to Dowling. Maroons leading 29-12. Now here's Zedeker with it. It's Zedeker and both Mullers, Tritton and Olsen for Dowling Catholic. And inside is Katie Muller. Bounce pass underneath to Olsen. Always underneath the basket. Leaves it for Zedeker. Her shot is blocked and finally picked up by Waukee Northwest. Good job of defense there by the Wolves. And Daniel Leverage comes away with it, and the other way we go. Now underneath, a shot blocked by Muller. Inside, as Vogt had her shot blocked, and offensive rebound, Northwest. Now a long three by Leverage is good. Daniel Leverage with the three, and that's her first basket of the night. She's held scoreless in the first half, and it's 29-15, Dowling. What a flurry there, and it's all Northwest. They showed great hustle there, Mike, to start the second half.
They did. They finally got the count. They were 4 for 25 in the first half.
Oh, my goodness. Oh. Now here's Katie Muller in the lane. Fadeaway jumper off the rim, no good. And rebounded by Danberg in Northwest. Wolves with it. Now a long three in transition, no good. Rebound Dowling and Tritton. As the shot was missed by Croat. She's had a struggle tonight, and now underneath it goes to Zedeker. Kicks it out to Katie Muller for three, no good. And the rebound comes out to Danberg and Northwest. So 29-15, Dowling by 14. The Maroons' largest lead was 17 points in the first half. And a typical Sam Powell coach team. Kids aren't going to quit, and they're going to keep hustling. If they make a mistake, it's going to be an aggressive mistake. Now with the ball is Billick on the left elbow. Leaves it for Daniel Leverage. Kicks it back out. That's his Croat with it. Long three, top of the key, no good. Rebound Danberg, and we've got a jump ball called as Danberg got the rebound, but made the mistake of dribbling, and ball was tied up, Mike.
Yeah, Waukee appears to be playing a lot more aggressively in the second half than in third quarter. In fact, Dowling coach is going to call a timeout right now. Probably seeing the same thing we're seeing, is that they're just attacking, and Dowling just seems to be kind of laying back a little bit.
Yeah, we got a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here. Mark Amadale, Mike Burkert. 29-15, Dowling with the lead. 5:38 to go here in the third quarter from the Northwest Gym here in Waukee. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio, brought to you in part by Construction Professionals, Those in the Florist, Blessman International, and Ashworth Vision Clinic. Now, this is a little bit of a different schedule because we have one game tonight. It's a girls-only contest. Our next broadcast, Mike, isn't until a girl-boy doubleheader 2 weeks from tonight. It'll be Dowling and Ankeny Centennial from the Dowling Gym. That'll be Dowling's home opener for both the girls and boys, Tuesday, December 10th, so 2 weeks from tonight. Now, there's a reason for all that. Next week, Dowling girls and boys open up their season at Urbandale. Iowa Catholic Radio has their Christmas party that night, so there'll be no board ops, and we won't be around, so we'll miss that. And then next Friday is a bye because of only 9 teams in the conference, so the following Friday there's no game, and we'll pick it up 2 weeks from tonight. So we start tonight, then we have a break, and then we come back at it.
So my invite to that Christmas party must be in the mail, right?
I'm looking for it. Here's a shot in the lane, no good by Ellie Muller. And the rebound out to Northwest. Wolves with it underneath. A shot off the glass too strong. And a rebound Dowling. So both teams find that lid on the basket. And here's Zedeker with it. 2-on-1 fast break to get it to Tritton. And her shot is blocked by Billick. Out of bounds to Dowling. But hustle by Vonna Billick.
That was. She was wide open, and she just came flying in and caught her at the right time and knocked out of bounds.
All right, Danberg returns to the lineup. She was out just for just a bit. Victoria Burpo, a 6'1" freshman, was in there to give her a little breather at the end of the quarter. Dowling with the ball. They're working inside to Ellie Olsen, but Zedeker's pass was deflected out of bounds.
That was nice defense by Northwest. The Curl Garden Zedeker really cut her off there and then made a nice defensive tip play.
Inbound the ball to Zedeker, and obviously the game plan for Waukee Northwest and Sam Powell make double team, triple team there. Zedeker Now Muller for three, top of the key, good. Ellie Muller with her third three of the night, and she has 17 points to lead Dowling, 32-15 Maroons. Dowling has equaled its largest lead with 4:40 left to go here in the third quarter. Coming off a ball screen, here's Billick. Down the lane, cut off by Ellie Muller. Kicks it back out to Danberg. Danberg now, skip pass over to Croat. Down the lane, shot off the glass, good by Croat. That's her second field goal of the night. She has 4 points, and it's 32-17 Maroons. Zedeker backs in the lane. Her shot blocked out of bounds. It'll be Dowling basketball. Tell you what, they're really making an effort of where Zedeker is, they just swarm her and make her find an open player.
Yeah, they are. Who's at 32? The Croat. She's the one that's guarding her, and she's doing a really nice job in moving her feet and keeping it in front of her and not letting her get where she wants to be.
Maddie Rice in the lineup for Dowling, and now they get the ball inside to Ellie Muller. Her shot off the glass, no good. Nice defense by Danberg of Waukee Northwest. Rebound out to Billick. Billick guarded by Harnden, who's in there for the Maroons on that last dead ball. So Harnden and Rice in the lineup, and now underneath. Danberg shot deflected by Muller, rebounded by Dowling. Here's Harnden for three in transition. It's off the back iron, no good. And the ball deflected into the hands of Katie Muller. Layup good by Katie, and that's her 4th point. Nice good hustle that time on the weak side. I think it was Maddie Rice that kept the ball alive. Or Kaylee Klein. Kaylee Klein did a nice job. 34-17. Dowling has doubled the score over Waukee Northwest. 3:25 to go, third quarter. There's a long three, top of the key, good by the Wolves. And that's Vonna Billick. With her first field goal of the night, she has 4 points. Here's Zedeker with it, dribbles baseline, kicks it out to Katie Muller. Katie fakes a three, gives it back to Zedeker for three. It's good. Ava struggled tonight with scoring. That is her second field goal and her 5th point of the night. And it's 37-20, Dowling by 17 once again. Wolves with the basketball, backing in is Billick. Her shot no good. Offensive rebound. Sadie McCann, and a whistle and a foul on Dowling. It's going to get Ellie Muller for the foul, and they will.
It's the 4th offensive rebound in this quarter for Northwest.
Harnden picked up the foul, not Muller. So Harnden with her second foul. Muller, sisters with, Ellie Muller with 2 fouls. Ellie Olson with 2 fouls, and Ava Zedeker with 1. Now we've got a timeout.
That was a timeout Northwest. They were getting ready to throw the ball in, and Sam jumped on the court and said timeout.
All right, we'll take a 1-minute break with our score. Dowling Catholic 37, Waukee Northwest 20 with 2 minutes and 40 seconds remaining here in the third quarter from the Northwest Gym in Waukee. Back in 1 minute on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Fast Signs is a custom sign and visual solutions company with an extensive selection of digital signage, interior and exterior signs, banners, and vehicle wraps. Learn more at fastsigns.com. Thank you, Fast Signs in Clive, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Bozen the Florist. Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, weddings, whatever the message, say more with Bozen. Bozen.com, 515-244-ROSE. Bozen makes the moment mean more.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Ashworth Vision Clinic. Complete eye exams, contact lenses, glasses, glaucoma testing, and urgent eye issues. 515-440-4610. AshworthVision.com.
Listener-supported Iowa Catholic Radio, 1150 AM KWKY Des Moines, 94.5 FM K233BT Des Moines, 88.5 FM KIHS Adel. Online anytime at iowacatholicradio.com.
And welcome back to the Waukee Northwest Gym out of the Northwest timeout. Wolves have the basketball. They've worked the ball inside, and the ball is deflected out of bounds off of Dowling and Kaylee Klein. Maroons lead it 37-20 with 2:24 remaining here in the third quarter. Mark Amadale, Mike Burkert tonight here on the broadcast. Opening night for both Waukee Northwest and Dowling Catholic during the girls basketball season. Now a long three. Up good by Romy Croat. That's her first three of the night. And she has 5 of her 7 points here in the third quarter, and it cuts the Dowling lead to 37-23. Dowling the other way. Corner three up and no good by Maddie Rice, and the rebound Northwest, and a foul on Dowling. And Ellie Olson picks up her third foul. Now Maroons they were showing full court pressure here, Mike, but they're going to drop back into straight man-to-man. Minute 50 remaining, third quarter. Northwest with the basketball, trailing by 14 points. Wolves with it. Here's a underhand shot, no good by Logan Vogt coming from the left wing. Ball goes out of bounds to the Wolves. 19 on the shot clock. Layla Tritton replaces Ava Zediker in the Dowling lineup. Foul situation. Dowling with 2 fouls here in the third quarter, and Northwest with none. Keep in mind the no 1-and-1s in high school basketball, but fouls are reset every quarter. And once you get the 5th foul, you go to the double bonus. Now whistling a foul. Foul's on Maddie Rice, her first. Now we got an offensive foul, legal screen on the Wolves on Logan Vogt. That's her second foul. So we have a little foul flurry there, Coach Burkert.
Yeah, Northwest is in a man-to-man, but they're trapping.
Dowling advanced the ball down court. A nice shot up and good by Ellie Muller. Showed her athleticism there. Like a volleyball move.
Yeah.
She got up in the air and caught the ball.
Caught that one up high. Kept it up there.
And it's Dowling little diagonal passes to break the press. 39-23 Maroons. Minute 10 to play, third quarter. Northwest with the ball. Dowling stays man-to-man. And they work left wing. They back it in. And Croat's shot, no good. Guarded by Ellie Olson. Rebound comes out to Muller. Katie with the pass down to her sister. Layup good in transition. Muller to Muller that time. And Ellie gets the basket, her 19th point. 41-23. And the other way we go. And Kennedy Princehouse off the bench with the basket. 41-25 Dowling. Full court pressure by Northwest. And Tritton loses it. Picked off by McCann. Here's Northwest underneath, and drawing the foul is McCann, and Sugar line for 2. And that gets the Northwest crowd into the ball game a little bit. Muller picks up her third. That's Ellie's third, rather. So she and Ellie Olson both with 3 fouls. 28 seconds remaining in the third quarter, and free throws coming for Northwest. McCann's first free throw is good. She's 2 for 2 at the line tonight. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio brought to you in part by Skeffington's Formal Wear, Mercy One, Fast Signs of Clive, and the Catholic Tuition Organization. Second free throw is good by McCann. 5 points for the freshman off the bench. 41-27 Dowling. Pressure in the backcourt by the Wolves. Dowling gets across the timeline. Zediker back in, Mike.
Yep. The last time Northwest pressed, that caused them some problems. They got a turnover, so they need to turn back in.
And now, past that time by Katie Muller is stolen away, or rather by Layla Tritton, is stolen away by Northwest. And now Northwest nearly lost it. Now double team the corner is Janu Leverage, and the horn will sound as we've come to the end of the third quarter with the score. Dowling Catholic 41. And Waukee Northwest 27. Alongside Mike Burkert, I'm Mark Amadale. We'll return with the fourth quarter after this 1-minute break here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Support for programming comes from Klein Electric, a local family-oriented electrical contractor, a 100% employee-owned company with branches across the Midwest to provide comprehensive electrical services. Klein Electric is able to help with any residential and commercial project. Learn more at kleinelectric.com.
Fast Signs is a custom sign and visual solutions company with an extensive selection of digital signage, interior and exterior signs, banners, and vehicle wraps. Learn more at fastsigns.com. Thank you, Fast Signs in Clive, for your support of Iowa Catholic Radio.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Bozen the Florist. Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, weddings, whatever the message, say more with Bozen. Bozen.com. 515-244-ROSE. Bozen makes the moment mean more.
Support for Iowa Catholic Radio is provided by Skeffington's Formal Wear, in business since 1951, with locations in Des Moines, West Des Moines, Coralville, and Ankeny. Skeffington's Formal Wear, fitting you for life celebrations. Online at skeffingtons.com.
KWKY Des Moines, K233BT Des Moines, KIHS Adel.
And we're back here at the Northwest Gym in Waukee. Mark Amadale alongside Mike Burkert going to the fourth quarter. Dowling 41, Waukee Northwest 27. And Northwest outscored Dowling 15-12 in that third quarter. Wolves had the ball to start the fourth quarter. Corner three up and no good by Logan Vogt from the left wing. Rebound Dowling. Ellie Olsen. Lead pass to Ellie Olsen. To Ellie Moeller. Layup good. Pass by Ole. And Ellie shoots and scores 21 points now. Leading all scorers is Ellie Moeller. Now the other way we go. Wolves get the ball down court. And Leah Jania Leverage, her shot no good, drew the foul. And that'll be on Dowling and Katie Moeller, her first. Mike?
Yeah, she took that right down the lane. And again, the aggressiveness that Northwest has shown in the second half was obvious with the 15-12 third quarter. They shot the ball a little bit better, but again, both teams shot, less than 33% in that third quarter. So it's
a defensive game sometimes.
Yeah.
First free throw good by Logan Vogt. Second free throw no good. And a whistle and a foul on Dowling as the ball got slapped into the hands of Jania Leverage, but Dowling commits the foul. Tritton picks up the foul. And on Layla, that's her first. Team foul number 2 on Dowling here in the fourth quarter. Believe it or not, Mike, the first three quarters we had nobody in the bonus, nobody in the double bonus. They're going to reset the shot clock and start over. Something.
Not sure.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
I'm not either. But the coach is not saying a word, so they're just going to reset it. Thanks to our officials, Jeff Junker, Jacob O'Connor, and Kerry Hagan. And now we got an offensive foul on the Wolves, as they're going to get Jania Leverage with the offensive illegal screen. That's her second foul. First team foul on the Wolves here in the fourth quarter. 43-28 Maroons. Full court press in the backcourt. 2-2-1 full court press. And Zedeker fires the ball in the front court to Olsen. And now Dowling will start their offense against the Northwest man-to-man pressure. There's Ellie Moeller. Back to Zedeker, a little two-player game there. Zedeker kicks it out to Katie Moeller. Now to Tritton, back to Zedeker. 10 on the shot clock. Zedeker in the lane, goes through traffic and draws the foul on the pass. And let's see which defender they're going to find, because she had 3 of them around her. It'll be Jania Leverage. So Leah with her third foul. And the second team foul on the Wolves here in the fourth quarter. So both teams with 2 fouls each. Now they inbound it to Zedeker for 3. It's off the mark, no good. Offensive rebound, Katie Moeller. Gets it out to her sister, Ellie. Back to Tritton. She'll launch the 3. It's up off the mark, no good. Ellie Olsen with the offensive rebound. Back to Ellie Moeller. Her shot up and no good. And the ball tipped out of bounds. They say went off of Katie Moeller. So lots of possessions, lots of shots, but no score.
Going in.
Nothing going in. That 33% field goal percentage is going down here, Mike.
Less than that, so.
Feel free to chime in some of those numbers through 3 quarters. I know you were totaling those up when we get a break here, as the Wolves in the front court with Billick. Dribbles to the right elbow and now it's double teamed. Gets it out to Danberg, and her shot up and good. She drew the foul. The basket will count, and the foul's on Dowling. And they're going to whistle it on Katie Moeller, her second. And Danberg with a chance for a traditional 3-point play here. Mike, she has 6 points tonight. So go ahead with some of your numbers.
Well, through 3 quarters, Dowling is 17 for 38. So they're just under 50%. And for Waukee, they're 9 for 42. That makes it tough, to be honest. But they're getting good shots. And the thing was, in the 3rd quarter, they were so aggressive offensively on the offensive boards that they got 2nd and 3rd shots. They just couldn't get them to fall. I think if you're Sam Powell, you got to be encouraged by the effort that your team's put forth in the 3rd quarter. Even the beginning of the 4th quarter here, they've outscored them 3-2, which is good. For a young team, they're not backing down from things. They could have, folded shop at halftime.
They're always going to give their best effort, and Sam is known for that, getting the most out of his kids. Free throw line, Northwest is 5 of 7 from the line, Dowling 2 of 4, and that's what they were at halftime. So Maroons are not getting to the line. And now to complete the 3-point play, free throw no good by Danberg. She's 1 for 3 tonight at the line. Rebound Dowling, 43-30, Dowling by 13. Maroons have led by as many as 17 tonight. Mark Amadale, Mike Burkert, under 6 minutes of play here in the 4th quarter. Maroons trying to close it out. Opening night of their season along with Waukee Northwest. And now underneath, Harnden shot too strong, no good. Offensive rebound, Olsen leaves it for Muller for 3, good. Ellie Muller, corner 3. She has 24 points, and that is her 4th 3 of the night. 46-30 Dowling. 5.5 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Dowling jumped out to a 16-7 lead at the end of the 1st quarter. Maroons outscored Northwest 13-5 in the 2nd quarter. Dowling led 29-12 at halftime. As in the lane, a shot up and good by Croat. Croat with 7 of her 9 points here in the 2nd half. It's 46-32 Maroons. Olsen in transition. Muller rather. Ellie Muller with her 5th 3 of the night. Has 27 points.
She's telling the coach why she should be on the perimeter and not in the post.
She was just a trail on that secondary break, Mike.
She was, and she shot that one from 3 or 4 steps behind the 3-point line, too.
7 a night, and we knew that was coming because they were going to put her out in the perimeter. Ellie Muller, 6'2" junior, 27 points to lead all scorers tonight.
They were for 29 on the scoreboard up there.
And I missed 2.
Or somebody got him that she got him that somebody else should have.
That could have been 2. It could have been 2. All right, Tritton in the front court as a turnover by Northwest. Dowling with the ball. Here's Macy Harnden. It'll be Harnden, Tritton, Zedeker. Also in there for the Maroons is Klein and Ellie Muller. Muller guarded by Sadie McCann at the elbow. Little high-low there, and the ball is intercepted. Try to go right to Tritton on the right block. And now traveling on Northwest. As a number. Cedar Falls and Waukee and Valley, that should be final as they got things started over at the Valley Fieldhouse. So a lot of games that were conference games before the Thanksgiving break. All right, timeout by Dowling, and now we resume action. A whistle and a foul on the Wolves as Dowling had the ball. That'll be Croat's 3rd foul. Now Katie Muller returns to the Dowling lineup. She'll replace Layla Tritton. So it'll be Harnden, both Muller sisters, Zedeker, and I believe Klein out there. We'll see. Yep, Kaylee Klein. That's the 5 on the floor for Dowling. It is the Wolves stay man-to-man. Dowling inbounds the ball. Here's Zedeker. Free throw line. Pull-up jumper. Up. Too strong. No good. Rebound to Janiel Everidge. Wolves in the front court. They get it to McCann. Now we got a 3-second call on the Wolves. Victoria Burbo. And that left block just a little bit too long. So, yeah, for the Maroons up next, Dowling will travel to White Bear Area High School in White Bear Lake, Minnesota for their Thanksgiving tip-off basketball tournament. 4-hour drive from Des Moines. A long three, up and good.
Katie Muller.
It was Katie Muller.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, they just put it on the board.
Didn't trust my eyes, huh?
Well, no, not that. Not at all. That is her first three of the night, and she has 7 points.
Yep.
52-32, Dowling by 20. Largest lead of the night for the Maroons.
Northwest just missed the shot and rebounded by Ellie Muller, and she went to throw it down court, and the ball slid right out of her hands.
So the Maroons will take on St. Margaret's, the Class 3A state champs, the two-time state champs, Friday at 4 o'clock up there at White Bear Area High School in Minnesota. That's just north of St. Paul. And they are defending the two-time defending 3A champs. And on Saturday at 1:30, they'll take on Providence Academy out of Plymouth, Minnesota. They are the 3-time defending champs in 2A for Minnesota. So a pretty tough schedule for the Thanksgiving holidays for Dowling this Friday and Saturday. 2:25 to go, a long three at the buzzer if the shot clock goes off. And that is Logan Vogt for three. It's her first three of the night. She has 5 points, make that 6 points. 52-35 Dowling, 2:10 to go. Moves in the front court. Three-pointer up and no good by Klein. Offensive rebound Dowling. Ellie Muller with it. Leaves it for Klein. Moves with the dribble weave. Here's Katie Muller down the lane. The layup no good. Offensive putback no good by Dowling Catholic, and that was Maddie Rice with the offensive board, and she drew the foul. Julia Leverage with the foul. That's her fourth. And free throws coming for Maddie Rice. Rice yet to score tonight. Maroons went to basically an 8-player rotation with 3 off the bench, and she's one of them. First free throw, no good. Tonight's game on Iowa Catholic Radio, brought to you in part by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Blessman International, Bozen the Florist, and Construction Professionals. Got to watch these former coaches. Charles Zanders here in person tonight. And the second free throw good by Maddie Rice. That's her first point of the year. Charles here to support Sam Powell. And that group, 53-35, Dowling with the lead. And now we've got 3 seconds in the lane on Northwest. Oh, no, whistling the foul, excuse me. We're going to get Harnden for the foul, I believe.
I'm not sure. I haven't heard. You're right.
I'm not often. I don't get that said to me at home or during a broadcast. You're right.
You were correct.
All right, Harnden with her third foul. 14 foul on Dowling, and now a long three up and good off the bench. Kennedy Princehouse with her 5th point off the bench tonight. 53-38 Dowling. Minute 20 to play here in the 4th quarter at the Northwest Gym. Here in Waukee. Dowling gets the ball across the timeline, deflected out of bounds. Maroons will empty their bench. Sophia Anthony Bodie checked in, the 5'6" sophomore, wearing number 41. Kaylee Klein stays in the ball game. Also in there for Dowling Catholic is Olivia Meredith, 5'7" sophomore. Maddie Rice still in there, and throwing the ball in will be Nellie Johnson.
You had mentioned, Mark, about their trip to Minnesota this weekend. The second game, they're going to be playing against one of the top players in the country. She's
the Providence team?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Greenway. I think it's Maddie Greenway. Iowa was after her. She ended up signing with Kentucky.
That's I heard. So it's Chad Greenway's daughter used to play at Iowa.
Yeah, but she's one of the top guards in the country.
That'll be interesting. I think all their games are live streamed, but don't quote me on that. On the lane, and shot up and good by Nellie Johnson. First 2 points. Nellie's had quite the offseason, had hip surgery in the offseason, and kind of derailed some of her summer progress, but good to see her back out there. And all the Wolves working inside. Shot off the glass good by Chloe Moen, and she draws the foul. Foul on Dowling will be on Sophia Anthony Bodie, her first. And with 36 seconds remaining, Moen at the free throw line for the 5'9" sophomore. Free throw no good. Rebound tracked down by Dowling and Olivia Meredith. And now knocked out of bounds off of Northwest. Or not.
Looks like nobody's quite sure who's got the ball.
Oh, it's Northwest. Okay, so it went off of Dowling. So Prince House will throw it in.
All 10 players went to the
other side.
Left corner.
All right, the Wolves with it. Here's Danberg with it. Leaves it top of the key for McCann. Dribbles baseline. Layup good. Sadie McCann. Can't wait to see her the second time these two teams play. That is her 7th point of the night. 55-42 Dowling. Runs in the front court. Anthony Bodie. In the corner, top of the key it goes. That is Maddie Rice. Rice tries to get it to Bodie. It's deflected. Not a Rice, and that'll end it. 55-42 the final. As Dowling Catholic starts the year off with a road win here at Northwest. And low-scoring game. Says a lot about both teams' defenses, in my opinion. But nonetheless, a victory. And we'll run down the scoring and statistics here in our postgame show. Hope you stay tuned. Again, our final score tonight, 55-42. Dowling Catholic, second ranked in Class 5A, knocking off number 11, Waukee Northwest, 55-42 on the opening night of the high school basketball season for both Dowling and Waukee Northwest, and on Iowa Catholic Radio. Mark Amadale, Mike Burkert. Coach, some brief comments before we go to a break and start adding up all these numbers.
I think that both teams accomplished what they needed to accomplish tonight. I think Dowling came out. They started strong, established how they were going to work things, and they got the three-point shooting, especially from Ellie Moeller. She proved that she can shoot that shot. Proved to the coaches, proved to her teammates that that's a shot that she's going to be able to shoot, and that makes them a lot more effective because they are a three-point shooting team, and when they do hit those, and that opens up for the drives, which again in the first half they played really well. Second half, I think that they played hard, but Waukee Northwest just played very, very aggressive, and so from that perspective, it wasn't like they were walking through anything. It wasn't like they knew they had to play. The final score was gone.
55-42.
55-42. So, I mean, the second half was, Waukee won the second half. So from the Waukee perspective, not Northwest, is that he's got a lot of young players, and they played all the way to the end of the game. And that's got to be encouraging for him as they go forward. So
no question. Sam Powell and Waukee Northwest, we mentioned in the pregame, no seniors. He started 4 sophomores and a junior, came off the bench with 2 freshmen and a sophomore. And you just mentioned Dowling couldn't put them away. That's a credit to what Sam's doing here at Waukee Northwest. And the Maroons have their starting 5 back from a year ago, finishing second it's at state to Johnston, and then has all the reserves back. Their top 3 reserves are also back. So very pesky team is Waukee Northwest, and some of those players Sam talked to us about really, really shined. Yeah. But, Maroons will see Waukee Northwest. I'll be next year, but
I think it's the last game of the year.
I think it's the last game of February.
Something like that.
And it'll be a girl-boy doubleheader at Dowling. So we'll see how that just kind of mark this down and keep some of the notes. But again, the final tonight and our opening night of the Iowa High School basketball season. It's a girls' game. Dowling girls defeat Waukee Northwest 55-42. Mark Amadale alongside Mike Burkert. We'll take a 2-minute break. Roman Wilcom is our studio producer. Did a great job getting us on the air tonight. Appreciate him. And Greg Richwine and Matt Wilcom. Appreciate all their assistance tonight. We'll take a 2-minute break and come back with our post-game show, including our scoring and statistics from tonight's game here at Waukee Northwest High School. Again, the final, Dowling 55, Waukee Northwest 42. We'll return in 2 minutes here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
This is Franciscan Media's Saint of the Day for November 26th. Today we celebrate Saint Columban, one of the greatest of the Irish missionaries to work on the European continent. St. Columban struggled with his call to religious life while still an adolescent. Not unlike many other young men, he had many sexual temptations. But he sought the advice of a hermit and began living the life of a monk on an island off the coast of Ireland. After many years of seclusion and prayer, he traveled to what is now France and Belgium, along with a dozen companion missionaries. Through their discipline and preaching, they were successful in winning the respect of the people. Especially noteworthy was the monks' commitment to the rigors of religious life, something lacking in many parts of the 6th century church. The monasteries Columban established became centers of religion and culture, but he had struggles and opponents as well. These included a French king who was living an openly immoral life. For challenging the king, Columban was ordered deported to Ireland. His ship ran aground in a storm, however, allowing his work in Europe to continue. He went on to establish the famous monastery at Bobbio in Italy, where he died in 615. There's more about the saints, along with inspiration and Catholic resources, at our website, saintoftheday.org. From Franciscan Media, this has been Saint of the Day.
Hear ye, noble lords and ladies fair. A royal renaissance celebration of song and good cheer awaits you at the Dowling Catholic High School Madrigal Dinner Feast, January 10th and 11th in the year of our Lord 2025 at St. Francis of Assisi Catholic Church in West Des Moines. Doors open at 6:30 p.m., but hasten thee forsooth. The catering deadline is January 1st. Email dchsmadrigal@gmail.com for more information. A message from Iowa Catholic Radio.
Hey, welcome back to the Waukee Northwest Gym alongside Mike Burkert. I'm Mark Amadil. As a final score in game 1 of our season opener, it's Dowling Catholic girls defeating Waukee Northwest 55-42. And Mike Burkert, you were correct. Dowling led 29-12 at halftime, but Northwest outscored the Maroons 30-26 in the second half. And just when you think a veteran team like Dowling might put away a young team without any seniors, and that's what Waukee Northwest had, that didn't happen. They were in the game. They were scrappy. Maroons had a couple runs, but Northwest answered. And the one thing I enjoyed watching them is they pushed the ball up the court. You score, Dowling score, Northwest had the ball at half court within 2 seconds.
Yeah. Correct. And the same thing, Dowling, when they were effective, they did the same thing. Except it wasn't a lot of times on the made shots that Northwest had, but it was on their missed shots. They got the ball out and got down. If I'm Dowling, I'm encouraged in the fact that I did some really good things. I just didn't hit the shots that I normally would hit. I mean, your chances of Ava Zediker, I don't know what she ended up with, maybe 7 points. So, that's not going to happen. That's going to be very rare.
Header for 5.
5, okay.
So
that's not going to happen. And so, she had good shots that just didn't fall. And so you got to be very encouraged by that. So,
here by the coach here pretty quick. Miss Muller, nice job out there.
Congratulations.
You've expanded your zone. Mark Amadil, Mike Burkert, as Coach Meyer has joined us, and here on the post-game show, we're just going to go through some of the unofficial. Coach Meyer chime in, but I had this young lady next to you, Ellie Muller, with 27 points. Is that close?
We had her at 29.
Okay, so Mike, I did miss a field goal somewhere in there.
I felt bad because I corrected him during that. I think he had 29.
6 threes and 6 twos.
Is that what it is? I have 6 threes. I just missed a 2.
We'll take it.
I'll hear that from her uncle. Jimmy Nahas will get on me about that. But Dowling was led by Ellie Muller with 29 points, 9 points for Layla, and 7 points for Katie Muller, 5 points for Ava Zedeker, and 2 points each for Ellie Olson and for Nellie Johnson off the bench. 1 point for Maddie Rice. Runes went 3-6 free throw line. And for Northwest, their leading scorer was Romy Croat with 9 points. Sadie McCann off the bench with 7 points, 6 points for Logan Vogt. Vonna Billick held to 4 points. Kennedy Princehouse off the bench with 5 points and 6 points for Cassidy Danberg. Chloe Mullen with 2 points and Leah Janu Leverage with 3 points. Wolves were 6 of 9 at the free throw line. Dowling unofficially 3 of 6 at the free throw line. So there's a tail of tape. You just beat me to it, Coach. But welcome.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, well, it's good to see you. Opening night, and it's a CIML conference game. It's not a non-conference game. That happens this weekend, but these young Wolves aren't too bad, are they? Sam's got a young team without any seniors, and they played, as Mike and I talked, they were very gutsy. They didn't quit, and they banged some people around.
Yeah, I thought they did a nice job. They've got some young girls who got some experience last year on varsity. They're throwing double teams at Zedeker all night long, and so I think at times that kind of took us out of our rhythm offensively. But then Ellie stepped up, hitting outside, inside, everything when we couldn't score other places. So that was good to see.
Well, I know with Northwest, obviously like Dowling, try to take away the point guard and Zedeker. With Northwest, Croat is our leading scorer. Her and Vogt and Billick, and you guys really made him shoot outside, and obviously taking away the post presence, which was inexperienced.
Yeah, they ended up scoring a little bit more in the second half than we would have liked. We held them to 12 points in the first half, then 30 in the second. So a few things defensively we got to clean up, but they've got some good players. We knew they'd come out and score some. But overall, good first game for us.
How does a game like this, Coach, prepare you for, you've got a big weekend coming up, and then you turn right back around and start the conference play with that? So I know you had a exhibition game, I guess, at North Polk, which is a little bit different because it doesn't count, but it does. In fact, I'm sure you watched that film a few times to see what everybody did. So how does a game like this with Waukee Northwest, not quite at the same, honestly, the level that you guys are, but they play so hard, and you're going to see that probably this weekend for sure.
Yeah, I thought a lot of things that Northwest did to us tonight will prepare us for this weekend. We saw some trapping, which we're expecting. We saw some zone, which we're expecting up in Minnesota, and just some hard, aggressive, good effort, get after it type of play, which is what we'll see. And so it's always good to get a game where it actually counts. It matters. Last week at North Polk, that the Chief Challenge scrimmage was good for us, put the jerseys on. But to know that this is a real conference game, this one, counts in the books, just puts that little extra pressure on you. So I think getting this one out of the way before Thanksgiving will be good for us going up to Minnesota in a couple days.
Coach Meyer, talk about this young lady you brought up here, Miss Muller, Ellie Muller, the taller one, if you will, the older one. What a night she had. We knew she could score inside, but she's brought this outside game. She's hanging out by that three-point line and nailed, 6 of them tonight? Is that right?
I think so.
My goodness.
She must have been hanging out with Coach Audrey Faber a little bit, getting those 6'3" shooters that we've got here at Dowling Catholic. Yeah, Ellie's really worked hard on kind of expanding her game. We're getting her more touches on the perimeter, and she made quite a few threes tonight, but I thought she also had some really nice drives from the perimeter as well, and that's something we're looking to really kind of get her to be more comfortable with, because usually she'll have a taller defender on her, which, if you're open, shoot it, but we want her to be able to get and ones and get to the basket, get people in foul trouble, and that's where she's really looking to expand her game along with shooting from the perimeter.
All right, let's talk to the gal. Ellie Muller, welcome. Congratulations on the win.
Thanks.
We saw some volleyball things out there, because they gave you a shot underneath you caught it and then shot it at one. That was just like a kill. And I think you led the team in kills in volleyball, but you showed your athleticism out there and your range now, Ellie. So talk about that a little bit. You worked hard in the summer for that, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely. Just playing with my All Iowa attack team has definitely made me shoot the ball more. So I've just gotten more used to that, I guess.
Yeah, well, it certainly showed. And they're trying to take away Ava, and you know that's going to happen. So you, Tritton, Ole, your sister really stepped up, and they left you wide open, and you knocked it down. So I'd like to see that shot. What do you think? What is your most improved since a year ago? What did you most improve upon playing that club ball?
Yeah, definitely just getting more comfortable driving to the basket and just kind of going strong, I guess. I'm working on that a lot recently, so yeah.
Mike?
I think overall what I was impressed with yourself and with the team was your ability to find the open person a lot of times. Yeah. You know that they're going to guard Ava. They're going to come out, guard you. You guys cut to the basket. The shots weren't falling as much as you wanted to, or anybody wanted to tonight. But is that something that as you work through your offense, it's kind of a free-flowing type of thing, but there is some method to the madness?
Yeah.
Okay. Did that follow kind of how what you've been working on?
Yeah, we definitely knew when we drove to the basket, opposite corner would be open, so we were looking there a lot when we drove.
Okay.
All right. Well, are you looking forward to your trip to Minneapolis?
Yeah, I'm really excited.
I'll bet. You're going to play some pretty good teams.
Yeah, should be good.
What time does the jet leave?
the Dowling jet.
I don't even know what time. You think our
bus takes off at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
8 a.m. Friday morning?
Yep.
Wow. That'll be a great trip. You're going to the Thanksgiving tip-off basketball tournament at White Bear Area High School, White Bear Lake, Minnesota, which is north of St. Paul. So you're not quite to Canada, but you're heading towards it. And you're taking on Benilde, is that right? St. Margaret?
Yep.
And that's in game one, the Red Knights. And then you take on Providence Academy, which has the young lady you were talking about playing for them, the Greenway gal. Mm-hmm. So what do you think? What's your big challenge? You know anything about these teams other than you see them once a year?
Yeah, we played Providence Academy last year, so definitely just focusing on that and just making sure she doesn't drive to the basket too much and helping on her a lot will be good for us.
All right. What's the most fun you have in Minneapolis? Why do you like this trip, Ellie? What's the thing you like about this trip besides being in the bus for 4 hours one way?
Well, the bus is fun, just being with the team, and then after games in the hotel, just hanging out in the lobby it's just fun to hang out with the team.
Oh, great. Well, you guys have a safe trip.
Thank you.
No snowstorms, I hope. Let's get back. It's a Friday, Saturday, and enjoy Thanksgiving. I know you have some time off and probably a little bit of a shoot around, but enjoy yourself. And
yeah, you too.
This is game one. We want to see the game, 27 or 26 or 27 in that first week of March on a specific Friday night. So This is just game one.
Yep.
And I think this is the earliest start we've seen in a long time before Christmas, before Thanksgiving. Never had that. But thanks for stopping up.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family, okay?
Thank you. You too.
All right. Coach Meyer?
Yeah, thanks for broadcasting tonight. We appreciate it.
You bet. We want to make sure the people in Oldwine were covered, so they could hear.
Yeah, I'm sure there's tons of listeners. Well, my parents were down here, so they weren't listening.
They weren't listening. They were here. And we've got the huddle camera right above us, so I know the people might have been watching through the Waukee Northwest huddle cam. But
definitely.
You don't know what he had to go through to be able to do this, though. There were some issues.
There were some issues.
We appreciate all the hard work.
There were some issues, but came out smelling like a rose. So.
Good.
Coach, happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for joining us. We'll talk to you in 2 weeks because we won't be with you at Urbandale. We got the Christmas parties.
Sure.
There'll be nobody to run the board, but we'll see you in 2 weeks when you take on Centennial 2 weeks from now.
That sounds great.
Have a great trip.
All right, thank you.
Kristen Meyer, Ellie Moeller join us here on the post-game show here on Iowa Catholic Radio, and we wish them happy Thanksgiving. And Mike Burker, do you have your list of stats? You want to run through them before we sign off tonight?
Yeah, on the shooting end of it, first for the winning team, Dowling. Overall, they were 22 of 51 from the field, 43%. From the three-point line, they were 7 for 21, which is 33%. For Waukee Northwest, they were 16 out of 50, 32%, and they were 6 of 17, or 35%.
So it did go down after we talked about it midway through the third quarter.
Actually, Dowling's went down, and Waukee's actually went up a little bit.
Yeah.
But when you look at it, both teams got the same number of shots. Dowling shot a few more three-pointers, hit one more. Again, I think that for the purposes of having the first game of the season, I think that both teams probably accomplished what they wanted to accomplish.
Sure.
Although, you're happier if you're Dowling because you're 1-0, and if you're Waukee Northwest, you're 0-1. But you've got to be encouraged by both teams coaches got to be encouraged because you saw a lot of good things, but probably more importantly, you saw things that are coaching points that you can get the attention of the kids. Because sometimes that's not easy to do. Even, Ellie scoring 29 points. There are things in her game that I'm sure that her coaches will say, hey, when this happens, you need to go be here, not here. And those are all good points. So, again.
To your point, Mike, what Coach was talking about was like she saw a little zone, a little trap, all this. That's what Coach Powell didn't know that Coach Powell was for getting them ready for their experience in the Twin Cities this weekend with the teams that have won 2 state titles in a row and 3 state titles in a row. That's their opponents, so they're not backing down from anybody. But they're going to play that type of game, a slow down and then a real fast game. So Coach Powell, with you may not have known it tonight, but he's trying to get the best out of his kids, and what a job he did with his young group of 4 juniors, 8 sophomores, and 2 freshmen. They hung in there after being down at halftime, 29-12, outscored Dowling in that second half, 30-26. So there's a lot to be said about Waukee Northwest, and we'll see them in February because that'll be the next time these 2 teams play in the rotation within the CIML conference.
It'll be interesting to see how both of these teams match up with the conference opponents that they have. Because I think, you've got a number of ranked teams. You've got a number of teams that have a lot of people back. I think Ankeny Centennial's got a lot of people back. I think even when you read through it, Urbandale's got a lot of people back. Valley's got people back. It's going to be on how well they're able to match up in those games. You saw tonight, Northwest had a plan with Ava that they double teamed her, kept her from going to her right a lot, which is her favorite thing to do. Mm-hmm. And they played really good close. The people that are guarding her, really good closeout. When they turned her, they were there to slam the door.
And that tape will not get burnt. A lot of teams will see that, including the teams that will play Dowling this weekend. Well, I know, Mike, we got to sign off as they're trying to close the place down here on the opening night of the high school girls season. But up next for Waukee Northwest, Sam Powell's group, they play 1 week from tonight, December 3rd, and they travel to 3rd-ranked Ankeny Centennial. That'll be their next contest. That'll be followed by Friday, December 6th at Urbandale. For Dowling Catholic, again, they're traveling to the Thanksgiving tip-off basketball tournament up at White Bear Area High School in White Bear Lake, Minnesota. That's just north of St. Paul. So the Maroons play at 4 o'clock against Benilde St. Margaret's out of St. Louis Park, Minnesota, and then that's on Friday. And on Saturday, they take on Providence Academy out of Plymouth, Minnesota. And both those teams are 2- or 3-time defending champs in their respective classes in Minnesota. So that's what's coming up next for Dowling Catholic. And, of course, our next broadcast will be 2 weeks from tonight as the Maroons will host Ankeny Centennial in a girl-boy doubleheader. And that'll be at the Dowling Gym. That'll be our season premiere at the Dowling Gym. So
looking forward to it.
In the meantime, Mike, thank you for taking time out of your retirement to come out and help us and give us your perspective. And we appreciate you stepping in. And, it's good to see you because I know when you're done on game 1 of our doubleheaders, Mr. Cataldo will come in on game 2. He's got 25,000 pages of notes. He knows we can only get maybe a half a page read, but that's the type of deal I'm dealing with in game 2. But thank you for your perspective. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right. Mike Burkert, my broadcast partner, and that'll wrap things up from the Waukee Northwest Gym. Our thanks to Roman Wilkham, our studio producer, and, of course, his dad, Matt, one of our folks on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, Director of Programming and Network Development. And our thanks to Jim Dewey and all the folks here at Waukee Northwest High School, including their head coach, Sam Powell, and Athletic Secretary Wendy Richmeyer. And, of course, our thanks to Greg Richwine getting us on the air tonight, our Iowa Catholic Radio IT guy. Appreciate all his help because it was kind of a struggle tonight on game 1, but we got it all figured out. Again, our next broadcast will be on Tuesday, December 10th. Dowling Catholic hosting Ankeny Centennial for the Dowling Gym. Will be on there at 6 o'clock that night for the girls and boys doubleheader. And I want to wish everybody, including my broadcast partner, Mike Burkert, a very happy Thanksgiving. And for all of us, the Iowa Catholic Radio Network, our thanks to our sponsors and business underwriters. And we'll talk to you following the Thanksgiving holiday. Until then, have a blessed and faith-filled Thanksgiving weekend and evening. This is Mark Amadale signing off. Final score for the final time tonight, Dowling Catholic 55, Waukee Northwest 42. And we'll talk to you in 2 weeks here on the Iowa Catholic Radio Network.
Coverage of Dowling Catholic sports is underwritten by Ashworth Vision Clinic, Construction Professionals, Mercy One, Blessman International, the Catholic Tuition Organization, Fast Signs in Clive, Skeffington's Formal Wear, and Bozen the Florist. Please support the businesses that underwrite Iowa Catholic Radio. The preceding has been a Dowling Catholic Sports presentation on Iowa Catholic Radio.